I have a strong. Must I prepare a teenager with this? Where I'm going with this? I'm moving around, get myself together. I got to step out. It's time to do life. Time to do life when you wake up, because every minute counts for something. One of my motivations to you guys: every minute counts for something. If you choose to waste it, it's going to count against you. If you work with your time, you will prosper for your day. Where am I going? See, I'll start this off here. I watched the second docuseries, and I watched it because I wanted to watch it. I kind of knew that it was going to be based and bouncing off of the first one. I'll backtrack a little bit for you right quick. I educated my daughter a while back before all of the R. Kelly stuff started, because my daughter was turning a teenager. I also have two older daughters who I believe, and from what I can see as they have grown up, that a lot of their actions when it comes to men has evolved from me. They were able to watch and see how I do around men. And I am thankful and I am glad that they received the knowledge that they have from their mom. That makes me proud. In other words, they don't take no shit. They really don't. They really don't. So, must I prepare my teenager? Yes, and I will do that. And I am doing that. And at some point, I did not allow her to watch the first one, because I think what I had left out with her was the emotional part of it, meaning how each situation affect the person differently. So their emotions are going to show differently. However, in the docuseries, that wasn't the case. Every single one of them had the same emotions and idea. The tears, we get that. I see what others don't see. I am an outside of the box thinker. There's only probably a third of the docuseries that I do believe. And the other, I don't believe. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, the docuseries is not only just built on alarming the people of R. Kelly. To me, in my opinion, it is built on sexual assault. Let's take R. Kelly out the equation, though. Sexual assault. Let's talk about that. Every single woman, girl, I believe, I might be wrong with two, maybe three of them. They did not mention that they were ever sexually assaulted or sexually abused, mentally sexually abused. They didn't. But the other ones, proud about it. Proud to let you know that I had at some time at 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, been sexually assaulted or abused. I had a problem with that. I have a strong problem with that. And I have witnessed and talked to personally a lot of females throughout my years of living, of them possibly being sexually assaulted, sexually abused, mentally sexually abused. at that age. The problem that I have with it is people you're already scorned. You're already brokenhearted. You already have not healed from it. From the time of the 8 and the 9 and the 10 years old, and the females that are on this docuseries, there is plenty of time for healing if you allow yourself to heal. There is plenty of time from the time that you guys were 8, 9, 10, up until now, you guys are like 20, 30, 40s. And you did not receive the knowledge of how to heal yourself or how to carry on through life, on how to make yourself a better person, to know the signs to prevent this from ever happening to you again. I have a problem with that. I ask myself over and over if this wasn't R. Kelly, what you guys, most of you all have spoken out. Because if you were assaulted then, back then, you didn't make a fuss, an uproar out of it back then. Let's say when you turned 15, 16. Yes, of course, you were still hurting with that. Every man that touched you or talked to you, it was No one ever helped. Not one single man ever helped you heal from it. But along came a spider who sat down beside you. Listen to your woos and your woes, and you listen to his woos and his woes. And you felt some kind of attachment. But let's not forget you had that abuse back then. When you sat down beside that spider, who I think they said was $150 million rich, did it heal? Did all those memories just get washed away? Because where I'm going with this is, he was also a man. That should have brought back all of the anger, the sadness, the defense wall that should have been put up to make sure that this should have not happened again, because you said, that's what you said. It happened. We were sexual abused, sexual assaulted. Although I have to say, maybe 150 million does heal people when you have an agenda behind it. And that's what I see. It's an agenda behind all of these freaking women. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. So with watching their character, because on the docuseries, they are not themselves. They become a character. I allowed my daughter to watch the second one. And as she's watching it, I'm looking at her, she's like, wow, she hears this. And as she's listening, she's got mom, excuse me, she's got mom. I'm sitting there and I'm going, bullshit. And then I have to reiterate and explain to her. After one spoke, no, this is not what we gonna do. We ain't waiting no 19, 18, 17, 15 god darn years. If someone in my family or friends or whatever comes to you and manipulate you into doing something that you know is uncomfortable, or you feel like this shouldn't be happening, I am the first that you will tell. You will call 911. My daughters are trained and know that if you ever get into a situation like this, you have two options. If you can't get to 911 immediately, after or before, whatever, you fight to the death. No one is allowed to take your tune away from you but you. So if you have to fight to death, then that's what I instruct minds to do. And I love them with the highest of the mighty, just like he does. But you will not. My children are not. Because here's what's going to happen. If you get into a situation like that and you can't get to a phone, or you can't dial, and he has to sexually assault you or whatever, and now you feel scared, you are stuck in this situation for years, just like they are, instead of taking care of it now. This is something that I see the Me Too movement don't talk about. You tell these girls what exactly to do. You get your emotions out of it. Your feelings has to go out the freaking door, because the damage is freaking done. It's done, but you can rebuild from it. Not 5 years later or 10 years later. You can rebuild from that a lot sooner. Because one, you have to receive God. You have to receive God. You have to know that you didn't do nothing wrong. Then you become angry with the person that violated you. Now that anger, you have to reverse it up. It should make you want to do something about it, not make you not want to do nothing about it. Then you weren't too pissed off. That's how I feel about it. If you are violated, I'm going to say it again. If you are violated, ladies, and you are angry with the person that have violated you, you should be angry and boiling hot inside to do something about it right then and there, not 10 goddamn years later. Because the people that you're thinking about that's going to say something or they ain't going to be for you there later on. You got to take care of the situation right then and there. You try to come back 10, 20 years later. Now you want to convince this world that so-and-so and he is this and he is this monster and he does this and he does this and all these conflicting freaking stories. Let me get it. You're so emotional that you can't keep the stories straight, right? I get it. Whatever. Do what you got to do. Here's what you're not going to do, though. You're not going to sit here, or what you should not do. Because I can't help what you're not going to do. I can't do anything about that. But what you should not do is portray to the general population of girls out here that it's okay to sit and wait to 20 years because you got to heal. You never heal from it. You never heal from it. You move on with your life and hope for the best, to keep your smile on so that you continue to do life out there and possibly, meet your future husband or your boyfriend or whatever. I'm going to tell you my second problem that I have with you females on this docuseries. When I'm doing that, I got to move around because time is ticking. I got to get up out of here. All of you guys dated R. Kelly. Every last one. All of you guys. Johanna, you brought Dominique, and the other girl, girl left her radio station for him. Then the other girl and the other girl and the Haley girl. I watched all you girls. I watched Faith. I watched all y'all. The moment I'm going to play it out for you. I'm in R. Kelly's mansion. Check it out. Check it out, because this is how you're supposed to roll with it. When you opened that door and R. Kelly invited you in, let's just theoretically say, hypothetically speaking, there's a female sitting there, one sitting there. There's about two of them in that back room back there. When I walked through this door, I had a problem with it. Immediately, I got a goddamn attitude. Who is these chicks? Why they here? What you need them for? He might throw you the lines. One is the secretary. This one takes out the garbage. This one makes the bed. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, let's give them the benefit of the doubt because you walked in there with $150 million on your mind. Shit, about to shine, girls. Y'all was about to shine until you found out that there were others. And the other ones brought another one. And another one brought another one to him. That's what you call a player where I'm from. Is it against the law to be a player? No. It isn't. It's not against the law. You could have had 10, 20 of them in there. But what you had at that split moment, let's just say a week. We'll give you a week so you could digest. See what's going on. See if you was going to really like the feeling that he was giving you when he had time to give it. You know what I mean. You liked it. House beautiful. Cars beautiful. You got caught up. Like Usher said, you got caught up. All y'all got caught up. You got caught up. And it's easy to do. Those vibrant things. Everybody wants them. We all wants them. We didn't want to work for them. As they say, we want a man to do it for us. Men got to do it for us. Got to make things right. But where I'm from and how I grew up, and you know what? Now I think about it, possibly my dad, I'll mention my dad, my mom. My dad was making the money, you know, taking care of the kids. I grew up where he had to say so in his home. Dad had to say so. Mom, is my lunch ready? Getting it. Mom, got my clothes out from my bath. Mom was getting it. I'm just saying, where I grew up, the man kind of said what was going to be done in the household. So I have a question with Faith Rogers because her dad is a pastor, so-called. He did a few things that made me question him on the docu-seat, which was join in on the Shenanigans in the docu-series. He joined in. Dude, I don't think that was your work. And I'm pretty sure God ain't sent you on no mission to be in no bull crap like that. But he's only human, right? Right. So, yeah, the pastor was on the documentary. So my question was to Faith, right? Faith was in a previous, not too long ago, relationship. Abusive. Her last guy was mean. You know, he did this. I thought R. Kelly was different. It's different, she says. Okay, let's say that he's not different now. Because that's what you said. He's no different. It's a freaking monster. Here's what I don't understand with you, Faith. Because you just recently got out of one and you're fully matured and grown. That was in a somewhat abusive whatever relationship. What signs did R. Kelly not give you of abusiveness? Keyword, abusiveness. Mentally abusive. Maybe physically. I can't quote you quite on that one. That your ex didn't do. Because when it comes to the physical and the mental, it's all the same. It's all the freaking same. That your ex guy said, you better you better get the fuck, you can't wear that, what the fuck? I need to know the difference from what R. Kelly's abuse was and from the previous one. I need to know where you're going with the herpes thing, which is hard to track. Very hard to track. I'll tell you why. None of y'all was virgins. None of you guys were freaking virgins. Gerard said she wasn't. Hell, she did Bubba. That's what she said. She said she did Bubba. And then she was down there cootie catting on Dominique. Allegedly, that's what she said. Trying to quote her just almost right. May not be exactly right, but almost right. But that's what that girl said. All of the other women, I don't remember their names. They was pretty grown, too. They wasn't virgins. So you all gonna sit here and try to convince the world that R. Kelly produced these herpes. That's pretty clever. I'll say. It's pretty clever. In order to track this, when you were sitting on Dr. Oz, and that's where he was going with this, in order for us to claim that someone gave us herpes, and you know for a fact that he had possibly might have done that to you, you'd have had to been a virgin. You would have had to be a goddamn virgin. He'd have had to be your first. Because see, what you did now was prompt a herpes case open where they got to go check your last one, the last one before that one. Everybody in the sex ring got to be checked. You can't define it at the end. You got to find it from the beginning. Who the hell did you screw first? That's where the test got to come from. That's where it's got to come from. Then now, he got it, she got it, you got it, R. Kelly got it, and the whole goddamn world got it. That's how we're going to get it. We don't know where, if it came after your second one, after your third one, we don't know. But what we do know is R. Kelly wasn't your first. And that's where I'm going with that. In order for you guys, and I gotta get off of here, to have this type of emotional, constantly breakdown to produce to these freaking people out here in this world who I hope is using their common sense, you would have had to be his first. To have to be going through so much mental and sexual crying tears drama this freaking long. You would have to be, because you've been through it before. The signs are there when your second one steps up and becomes abusive, sexually, mentally, physically. You know them. They're right in front of you. They're right there in front of you. You know them because you've been through it before. There's no ifs, ands, questions about it. You've been through it before. How is it so freaking different? And I will say it again, because it was $150 million different. When you walked into those mansions, Ashanti, when your grown ass was traveling all across over here and here and there, and you saw those girls that you said that was in a dungeon that I say I never seen them come out. I never seen them. I never seen all these young girls that you keep talking about that they was down and they was locked up over here and there and everywhere. I never seen them. And I keep asking you, or people, where are they? Where are they? Where was this freaking dungeon that all these girls that you claimed that was down there? I never seen them. You got your grown ass who had been married, who had left the relationship, who had left this and left that for $150 million. Let's just keep it clean. That's what you did. So I get it how we're out here and we want to take this juror. We want to get in the possible juror selection head because we all know that they got to come from somewhere in the United States of America. And they're going to be humans like you and I. We know that part. We know that, right? We know that. Here's what we don't know. He's pretty cool. Talks about, Kelly's going down. All of it is right here. The women talk about it. They're going to get it. Woo, woo, woo. A jury is, how many did I say? 12. 12. The world that is watching this R. Kelly stuff is a couple of millions. And I'm doing a comparison for you. Out of the millions, it's what you're trying to convince, right? Right. It's a comparison for you. So we're going to compare. You got the jury of 12, and you got millions of people that has to be convinced out here of this malarkey. Yeah. So what we got? Out of those 12, out of the million, it's one out there that you haven't convinced. Out of the 12, there's going to be one in there that y'all ain't going to convince. And you best to be lucky that it ain't me. He'll be acquitted because of the BS going on. Because of all of this stuff that has to be produced just to get one man. Oh, here are the facts. But I definitely would do a darn good job of weighing out all the goddamn lies. You can bet that. Those will be pretty much gone. So the convincing right now, and boy, oh boy, like I say, wait till that defense. I gotta lock up y'all. In the cage, said, let's go. Let's go. Just gonna go to the cage. Good boy. You ain't convincing me. And it is what it is. After that first trial, y'all didn't get it. The way I feel about it, that's too damn bad. That's too damn bad that you slipped up and now y'all got to do all of this hard work and all of these hard tearing and woo 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 to get this freaking man. All y'all stories are the same. I got one more thing to touch on because it'll be a minute before I come back on here. But let's go. I would be that one on that juror out of the 12. I'm sorry. That's how I feel about that one. One more thing to touch on, because I did a video on it. It's about love. It's about love. I know a little bit about it. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? Y'all looking like y'all done had that long-ass weekend again. That's what y'all did. Let me welcome y'all to the chat. What up? Let me see. I'm gonna let y'all know I'm tired in the motherfucker. I'm tired. Oh, what up, what up, what up? I'm gonna go from bottom back up to the top. Jazz, Clara. Good morning, Beauty. Good morning, Renee. Good morning, Kate. Nicole, what up, what up? Lavina, Riri, my love, what up? Andrea, what up? Spencer, what up to you? What up, what up, what up? T. Lynn, what up? Sweetheart Liddy, how you doing? Janie, how you doing? Tony, loving R. Kelly, how are you this morning? Look at that. I even see me in the chat. What up, Pat? What up, Pat? Hey, girl. Shout out to you, one Pat. Oh, Lisa, hello, Shady Cares, what up, Ebony, what up to you, Trigger, what up to you, Lavina, APZ, how are you, my sweetheart, Curtis, what up to you, D. Ferris is in the house. Yep, I see you guys. If I missed you guys, I'll catch you at the end. And Beauty is me is here. I think I might have everybody right now. Tanya, Jamie Lee, what up, what up? If you are sitting in the bushes, I hope that you as well is having a very, very good morning like myself. I woke up, I got my tea, I did me a little short walk. You guys, just a short one today because I am tired. Daz, you see, is already ready to get it in as usual. Empress 100 is in the house. Good morning to you, Empress. Lavina, Nancy, Curtis, Sweet Kate, all you guys. And you know what? I got some something to deal with importantly after the show with Riri. Riri, we will be going on. I'll be calling you guys, Riri and Empress. I will be giving you a call today. Peace, I'll be giving you a call today. Rolanda, I'll be giving her a call today. And APZ. APZ, I definitely need your numbers. So make sure, if you don't mind, that I speak with you as well today. I have a decision that I need to make, and I want to make it as a group decision right now. I think I got everybody. Sweet Skate, Miss Bird, everybody's in the house. Everybody's in the house. Oh, geez, what you guys just heard was a very old video. A lot of people didn't know about One Papoose out there. And I must honestly admit right now, the first person that really stood by me through the first videos, Empress 100. Riri came along. Rolanda came along. Actually had, I think it was 2 more people, but they are now belonging to Booker right now. And they've said some things about, she's wishy-washy, she's this, she does this, and she does that. Well, Papoose happens to run her show a little bit different. My show is based on, you know what you can call me out there, a little Tasha K. I see what I see, and I bring you guys back of my opinions of what I see out there. And I did speak on that. It didn't matter whom it was. No one is exempt. This is how I run this channel over here. And I'm hoping that everyone don't mind sitting over here while I run this channel over here. I don't know, to be honest with you guys, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to bring you. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to bring you. I am an individualism. I am. I support what I support. I hope to be involved with some of the movement things as long as it is moving right. I don't do dirt. I told everybody that. I am afraid of karma. I know when karma knocks on your door, your black or your white ass better be ready for it. Because the same way you call on Jesus to help you through the bullshit that you're doing, it's no different from Jesus or your God not liking the bullshit that you do. And don't think that he ain't coming back to put a whooping on your ass. And I'm sorry. That's just how I see it. And me, myself, yeah, I don't, I don't want no goddamn karma on me. I don't want to have a flat. I don't want nobody breaking in my house. I don't want to see death comes close to me, family member, because he said he ain't got to touch you, right? He ain't got to touch you, but he will allow you to live through to see how powerful he is to touch somebody next to you that you dreadfully love to death. I ain't doing it. I want all the people that I love to remain, peaceful and happy and get to live their life through. And I want my cars to be still sitting out front. I don't want my house to be burnt down. And I definitely don't want nobody messing with my goddamn kids. Because then that makes me act up. And then if I act up, now God ain't going to like how I act up. So then that God going to get me. So you know what you do? You just keep the goddamn peace out there, pretty much. You just got to keep the peace out there. Let's get into this, y'all. Now, I have not been able, to be honest with y'all, to catch everything. I had a lot of house chores to do. We did my concrete. Some of that got redid, and the video cameras are up around the house. However, I'm not too happy with them, so I'm going to be changing those out. Not too happy with the system that I bought. So those are going to come back down and I'm going to go replace those. But that's how you got to do it. You got to play with stuff until it fits your your needs. And with me, it's just got to be perfect. If it's not perfect, it don't sit right. And every day I'll be walking, but like, I don't like them goddamn cameras, until they come down. So you know what? Next weekend they're gonna come down, and I'm gonna take them back, and I'm going to try a different one that I can find. So hey, spending a whole bunch of money on shit like that, and it's like we put a lot of work into it, 4 hours or so, wiring and all of this stuff. So. And yes, I am using, some girl has a problem with me because I picked up a piece of tissue and I dabbed my nose. And yes, I flipped the tissue over and I dabbed my eyes. Let me say this to people that, get all squirmy about some type of shit like that, feeling some type of way. This is my motherfucking face. I know how to go wash my face. The thing is that I did not, whatever germs that you might think I may have or whatever, that I didn't pass it on to you. If I want to keep passing it on to me, then I'm going to keep passing it on to me. But this is my goddamn body. So if I want to dab my fucking nose right here and turn the tissue, the same fucking tissue, and dab my tear from my eye, then I'm going to catch my same motherfucking germs. I ain't giving it to nobody else. And I'm good at washing my face and my goddamn hands. So leave my germs to me. Let me deal with them. So if I want to do this with this fucking towel and do this, and if I want to turn this same motherfucking towel over and dab my eye, this my motherfucking face. This my goddamn face. Now, I was saying that a lot of you guys did not know about the one papoose at all. Nobody. And I had selective handful people. When I was dropping these videos from my car and everything at night, because I was having these problems, right, with the lifetime things and with the other series that they were showing. It was another one behind it. I just can't remember the name of it, but it was similar to it. Okay, and everybody got on these shows, including all of the females that was involved with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, to tell their stories about how they felt that he was doing this and he was doing that. And then when I saw Kelly come on the Gayle King, right? And like he said, this was his first time speaking out, and he just sat back and, listened to everybody talk. And he had never had his chance to defend himself. And I said, well, you know what, Mr. R. Kelly, I think I'm going to have to defend you on this one because I listened to them all. And being a woman, listening to a woman, we know, I don't care how many women sits in here or how many, wherever around the country, and you try to sugarcoat things or whatever to make all of these women right because of the level, the stature of this man, or because of he likes to date all of these women and he does this. When you listen to these stories on all of these series that they got to talk and tell their alleged truth on, It was too persuasive. It was too manipulating. It was not authentic. It was one follow the other lead. And at that point, when it came to those females that dated him just previously, just recently here, I dropped my video. This is bullshit. You, every single one of them, I'm sorry, you're lying. This is not true. Let's bag up back to when Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, like I always said, and I'm gonna keep my stuff fresh into people heads. I do it out here. When it came to his 2002 through the whole 2000 up until the 2008 acquittal. I've been asking every single body. When I hear the females that are angry about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly alleged behavior, the first question that I think I've always asked, because they always say those little girls. I have failed to see little girls. I have to see where are the names of them? Where the what? That's all they say is those little girls. And it's like I don't see them, because the little girls that all of the people like from the Chicago area is upset about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly is not the same little girls that is in all of these series that just recently dated him. So I'm trying to see if Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, like they say, they saw him, he was out there, he gave the numbers, he did this and he did that. You best to believe that if Robert Sylvester Kelly had, let's say, hypothetically, 5 to 10, maybe 20 little bitty girls, and he's taking them home, little bitty girls, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, or whatever, to their homes. And we're sitting out here with people that is not going to say nothing. And I'm thinking, okay, well, they wasn't harmed. If they were there, were they harmed? Because don't that alert the parents of those 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13-year-olds that they were missing? There would have been so many missing billboards of these kids out there. It would be ridiculous. All on the fucking goddamn milk cartons, you name it, in the schools, on the boards, or whatever. So now I'm going, okay, we can weigh out the kidnapping, because we know they ain't kidnapped, because they would have been out there. So when it comes to, I believe it was, let's see who makes this statement. Maybe you guys can help me out. And they made the statement about, I think it was Jim Derogatis, I believe, or Michael Avenatti. When it came to the black women, they don't get to get this much exposure when it comes to sexual assault or kidnapping and all of that stuff. And with that being said, I'm gonna have to call bullshit, because if you go into the grocery stores and they got your board right there, yeah, it's a lot of little black girls that's on those boards. So they do get the exposure. So that's not true. I'm gonna have to call a lie to Jim Derogatis about black women don't get that same type of help as opposed to when it comes to the Caucasian women or whatever. So I'm going to have to disagree with him on that. It gets exposed. If you are out there and you are kidnapped and your family members notice that you are 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and they ain't seen your ass in months, or what is it, 24 hours, some of them. And I listened to Tony Sotomayor, okay? He gives his documentary on why he say and do the things about black women out here, right? He says that because as he was growing up, that he only saw where black women is so aggressive, where they're angry all the time. We're bitter all the time. We can't keep a man. We bear children with a bunch of different women and all of this stuff. And you guys know what he gave his example on was about, I don't know if you guys remember the protest, and the black woman went down and she she saw her son, I guess, on the news. And remember, the black woman went down and she went and grabbed him up and started slapping him and everything, all, in front of everybody, even on the media. Well, that was the example that he gave that made him come to his conclusion that black women ain't shit. He sees and he sits up and he watches the negative. I won't even say negative, because what that mom did to her son, it wasn't a negative thing to me. It was her being a parent. It was her being a parent, regardless if she was married or single. She was being a parent. That's what I saw. But he sits up and he watches all of the black women that has those type of attitude problems or shows that type of anger. And then he takes that and he uses it, where now I have leverage to say that all black women ain't shit. And you know what? I get it that Tony, whatever his name, Sotomato, is way up there on that level. But baby, me and him will be sitting right there in that chair, and I would challenge, boy, y'all just don't know, because he would have to be eating up some of those words. And he also said that he wasn't raised, with his dad. And Tommy, thank you, CC. I knew I got somebody in here that can help me out. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. You are a girl, right? You're a girl or a guy. I don't know. Side Crez. Crez. However, thank you. He wasn't raised in a home where he had both the mom and the dad at all. He wasn't. He was raised by a woman. So everything that Tommy Sotomato puts on his channel or whatever, he reflects it back off of to how his home, his inside of his home was. That's how his videos are. And what I'm looking at with Tony, not to get off the subject, you guys, is that Tommy needs help. He wants to talk about how all of the black women are out here is some crazy ass people or whatever. He's on right now talking about some other goddamn woman. But anyways, he wants to talk about black women ain't shit. Well, I think that the only leverage, and this is just my opinion when it comes to Tommy, maybe it was just your mother wasn't shit. I'm just saying, you guys, maybe it was just him, but he has taken what has happened to inside of his home without being raised with a father figure, and with his mom being so angry throughout, probably not being with his dad for years, raising him as this pear tree of a family thing. He became angry. So his only vision of what he sees, as he has walked through his lifetime from the age of a little toddler up until being grown, well, you know what? He found some goddamn way to vent his anger out for what has not happened in his home, and that was a happy home. That was a family home. He didn't get that part. So let's just kill and mockery on every black woman out here and call the black women stupid bitches. And that's just Tommy Sotomato, whatever his fucking name is. He shouldn't even, what the fuck does Sotomato Meyer even goddamn mean any goddamn way? Sound like, I'm just saying that his mama might have had, a little double dipping going on, because it's Sotomayor, I don't know, whatever the fuck it is. So I was dropping my videos, you guys, and I was dropping them, and I'm seeing things. I probably got like 5 or 6 comments, here and there or whatever, right? So, and I'm going, wow, how is it that these people just don't see this shit, right? Talking about a whole lot of people out there on the black tube streets right now. So, and story goes on, you guys, where now it's just a bunch of distraction going on. A lot of goddamn distraction going on. I would peep in over this weekend, and then I would peep out of it this weekend. What I hear out here is the he said and she said and they said and we said. I was like, okay, are we just not going to talk about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly anymore? This is just my opinion, you guys. This is my opinion. None of what is going on between these personal goddamn arguments has absolutely nothing to do with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly anymore. And that's just my fucking opinion on it. It just doesn't. It really doesn't. So then I get to sit up, I did introduce myself over to the infamous Sylvia show that night. Introduce myself so that they are aware that who I am and what I chooses to do over here on my channel. I did state from the beginning that when it came down to the rallies, protests, / whatever you want to call it, because of all the damage control that was done, my opinion is there did not have to be a kumbaya. It really didn't. They could have just went on and did what they wanted to do with the protests that they have going on over there. And this side over here could have just went on and continued to do what they wanted to do. So do I think that it should have been a kumbaya moment? I have to say no. And the damage control is what I look at. Now, can you go on there and be like, you know what? Okay, I accept your apology for saying this, and I said these things, and you said these things, and then, okay, now we move on. We over that hump. But I don't know where y'all from, but this is where I'm from. I'm from the land of it's always a fucking agenda behind every goddamn thing that a person does. It's going to be an agenda. The question is the agenda a good agenda or is it a bad agenda? Well, when it came to the kumbaya right now, I think everybody's going to have to sit neutral and just see what's going to pan out from that. What I don't like, and this is me, I can only tell you about one papoose. If you came across a person and that person has said some things, has showed some things, moved some particular way, just because it was not you this time does not mean that it will not be you the next time. Meaning that if that person has it in their heart to tell and to move scarcely, shaky-fied, and you go fuck with them people, you best to believe down the road, if you rub that person the wrong way, your shit is going to come out. That is what I mean by it's kind of safe to not do all of the groupity-doopity shit. You feel me? Because it's no difference than establishing a relationship with the person. And I'm talking about like the boyfriend, the girlfriend kind of thing. Because once you establish that, it switches from the meet and greet and it jumps over to the sentimental parts of it, because you want this person to really know you and to, feel you and trust you and have that loyalty thing about it, right? Well, according to my calculations, ain't nobody been on here long enough to be knowing each other that goddamn close for you to be breaking down what size your fucking panties was 20 years ago. That shit just don't need to be told, y'all. I'm just saying, because nobody in here is the best of the bestest of the best of the bestest of the best fucking goddamn friends. What is a best of the best of the bestest goddamn fucking friend? It is if you can put side by side a long fucking walk through thick and fucking thin, or possibly about 25, 30 years in with the person. And if you're under 30 up in the room, possibly maybe 10 years, 10 strong fucking years, right? But that still won't stop them, you know, because if a person is really mad and you really, 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 really mad, yes, that person is going to tell you shit. And that's just the way life goes up in here. I don't see that in here. I don't see where anybody, and I'm going to jump to the two people right now because there's going to be a third one. It's going to be a third one. I'm sorry. It's going to have to be Sylvia and Booker. They ain't known each other that fucking long to be having kumbaya cookouts and shit and learning all about the kids and the parents and what's in each other's bank account and all that shit. You ain't been learning. So what I'm going to have to say is what I saw was an agenda. They had a freaking agenda. I'm sorry. It is. And I get it. I have always said when I seen infamous Sylvia come on her show, for some reason, I don't know if it's the age thing or if it was her demeanor or what. You can look into her face and you can tell where she is like, you know, she takes these breaths. You can tell when grouped up with someone. I now have these shackles on, just like your fucking ancestors. Chains can't be broken. Can't be broken. And you got to hold that shit in until it eats you alive, until the moment comes where now you got to bring in the priest, go in there behind the door, close the curtain, and tell all your shit. And then now you feel like you can release it all. They had an agenda. And the agenda was, I'm sorry, it was to seek and to destroy. And I know that we probably shouldn't be revisiting this because they all patched up. Everybody patched up, playing the patch up shit. But yeah, I guess I'm a different breed. I have never met infamous Sylvia or Randy Baby or none of them. I've never come out there to get close to anyone because I know for a fact that outside of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly and supporting him to the best of my ability, of supporting him to the best of the information that I can bring out there, I do have a private life. I do have a personal private life, and no one up in this chat room can sit here and say that you're getting close to anyone, that you're okay because a person rubbed you the wrong way to come out here and put everything that you guys have talked about out in these streets. It's a horrible goddamn feeling. It hurts. So now that everything has come out, right? You get to sit up and watch everything off the phones that was said to her. Oh, she said this. I got this check, her bank account, all that shit. Who wants to go through that bullshit? Who wants to go through it? Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. We didn't have the tears all the way down from Sylvia down to Cousin Levi. And I'm going to have to question Cousin Levi. I need to know what the fuck Cousin Levi was crying about. What is you crying about? How is it that a hardcore Detroit ass nigga got something to cry about? Then he cried, and then Bookham turned to the motherfucking side. And then he motherfucking started to cry. The fuck are we having a Robert Sylvester Kelly union? Or are we having a Kumbaya reunion? Or are we in a motherfucking crying reunion? I was fucked up by that shit. I don't know about y'all. I was totally fucked up by that shit. Because I'm sitting up here going, now, wait, hold the fuck up. Now, if what's his name? Tom Hanks told y'all with them baseball women when old girls start crying. Ain't no crying in baseball. Ain't no motherfucking crying in this shit. These motherfuckers gangsters. These are the niggas that was gonna send every motherfucking body to jail. This is the nigga that said, I need 1,000 goddamn emails so I can help prosecute. This motherfucker said that. Hollywood Next going to jail. Dubosky going to jail. Everybody going to fucking jail. If he hardcore thugged out. If I was down in motherfucking Chicago, see, they wouldn't be saying that shit. Somebody better explain the fuck to me. Why the fuck you crying again? Huh? Now, I know emotional, it'll get to you. Y'all know that, or you can get really belligerent, angry, where, yeah, the tears will come. But I thought the tears was like, I'm sorry, Dubosky and DJ. I was confused. Are they for R. Kelly? Are they because I put all of these threats out, allegedly, to Dubosky and the whole goddamn Black Tube Street? Cause if your ass ain't sending that email in, your ass is going to jail too. If y'all didn't help his ass out, that motherfucker cousin Larry was over there about to send every black motherfucker to jail off of YouTube Street over that R. Kelly, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. But it just killed me though, because now I'm like, okay, maybe he's going through an emotional breakdown, right? Okay. But then when Bookham did this shit here, y'all, I was fucked up in the head. I was totally fucked up. Now, you crying, Bookham, cousin Levi made you cry. And I get it, because we're going to get into how y'all two teamed up, too. I was confused because this nigga ain't cried about y'all roasting on that motherfucking haircut. He ain't cry about that shit. He ain't cry about that. But you cried because cousin Levi was crying? Now, if them ain't two soft-ass niggas, I don't know what the fuck is. So when I saw that part, y'all could rest assured that they ain't finna beat nobody up. They ain't finna send nobody to jail or none of that. Them some soft-ass niggas. I'm sorry. When you really look at it, right, cousin Levi, he ain't trying to go to jail. He ain't trying to do all that fighting and stuff like that. Good morning, James. Good morning. He ain't into that stuff. And Bookham, he has to boast it out because that makes him feel tough as fuck. Tough as fuck. I'm still here waiting. I'm still sitting here today waiting on the moment that he was supposed to go and fuck Dubosky up on Monday. And then he was going to make it over to Houston on Wednesday to fuck DJ up. After those 2 moments of anger, wanting to fuck somebody up, I was really pissed off, y'all. I had my goddamn cameras ready. I was ready than the motherfucker for that goddamn fight, boy. That was going to be, goddamn it, the fight of the fucking year. It would have probably been also the fight that was just like, okay, you know what? Now we done with this shit. But because he didn't follow through on it, I was really disappointed, y'all. I don't know about y'all. I was disappointed because you had so much anger, Bookham. That was your time to get it out. You got motherfuckers out here waiting all week for this goddamn fight to jump off. Now, after that, we done went a whole nother 2-3 goddamn months where somebody gonna get fucked up and going to jail, and it still ain't happening. What I think that we should do as the people is put a goddamn silver suit out on both of their ass for lying, fucking up, messing with our mental, is all, because this shit here has caused a lot of people to have a lot of fucking problems around the YouTube street. And I'm going to tell y'all what the fucking problems is. The problem is a lot of people have started to believe a lot of the fucked up shit that all these people are saying. What you are
what we are as people have failed to realize that there is nothing else has been done to release Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Isn't that the main attraction? Isn't that the goal? How do you get to that goal of releasing Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly if all you have is I'm gonna fuck you up and crying? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. So somebody called me crazy, but I don't understand that. That's exactly right, James. They ain't gonna do shit. They ain't gonna do nothing. Nothing. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. This is what else is exhausting. Cousin Levi, we get it. We get it. You done told us 5 trillion times. 5 trillion. Y'all tell me how many y'all done heard him say this and exaggerate it. Make it look good like they do. I don't want to hear no 2, 3 times. We going into the trillions. I said 5 trillion. But this is what he says. Every single time that you are in cahoots with Booker, you got to keep elaborating on that goddamn DJ and some goddamn drug. He was a drug this and he was doing this. How many times y'all have heard that shit? Because that's the only goddamn defense that he has when he is collaborating with Booker to get him heard. He wants that. That's it. Why does he do that? Why is it that every time he talks, he touches on DJ Tyson with this bullshit about R. Kelly was a dope dealer, drug dealer? Who the fuck cares? That's not what has Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly sitting behind those bars. Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly is not in jail due to the fact or facing any charges where he was picked up on being a fucking drug dealer. So why is that relevant again, Cousin Levi? That shit's have to be relevant to me. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly drove the fucking CTA for the handicapped homeless motherfuckers. Robert Sylvester Kelly used to work in the Jewel Osco down in Chicago, bagging up groceries for $7.95. Robert Sylvester Kelly used to run down the street over by the studio in his whitey tighties. Who the fuck gives a fuck about that? None of that shit is in the goddamn indictment. None of that shit is a charge towards Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Why does it even fucking matter? I don't get why he has to express that over 5 trillion times. I'm going to ask you guys in the chat. Is that a phrase that y'all forgot? Have y'all forgotten about that phrase? Because I sure haven't. I don't get that. But other than that, I have to ask, what else has DJ Tyson and Dubowski has done that got Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly locked up? Can y'all name one thing? If y'all put one thing in the chat that you all know for a fact that caused Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly to be locked up based on the sayings or the doings from DJ Tyson or Mr. Dubowski, because I can't find nothing. And I do look for facts, but I can't find anything. I can't find one. I looked in there. I don't see nothing about Mr. Dubowski did any aiding and abetting. I don't see anything in there about DJ Tyson. He took about 20 women over to Ireland to bone grown on Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly at the age of 14. I can't find one goddamn thing. But now you have Cousin Levi who tells you guys They taking money. It's money. Every time. This man cannot continue his show or even collaborate with Mr. Bookham or even go in a town hall meeting with Drunken Larry without it being something about the money. What money? Cash App money? That's not even in the fucking indictments. That hasn't even been read in a motion. What is it? Oh, hold on. I'm gonna ask Cousin Levi this. Has it somehow possibly, Cousin Levi, that you then tipped something off and got it put in part of a discovery? Is it something? Because you're telling something. Because that's the only thing that hits him is this goddamn money. Money. I'm gonna tell you this. I watch Tommy Sotomayor. Have you guys literally sit up there and watch that nigga Cash Apps drop, 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 drop? But because we have Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, who is the subject of this stuff, he's the subject. Everything that you say, how you move, how you dress, who you talk with, according to Cousin Levi, has something to do with his cousin. And that's not factual, Cousin Levi. That is so such bullshit on how you put your narratives out here. I'm sorry. I get it with all of the intellectual, and I get it with all of the voice raising and things like that. And I get it how you and Bookham has to be the most persuasive ones out here on the YouTube, BlackTube streets, where you want to paint this picture that everything that everybody is doing is hurting Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. And you know, Cousin Levi, that is not the truth. It's just one narrative that you need to just rest on. You need to rest that shit. Because you know everything that has hurt Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly is already printed up in an indictment. It's already been wrote in these motions. You know that for a fact. And so all of the shenanigans and all of that stuff is just a bunch of hogwash. It's pathetic. I'm going to say that. It's pathetic hearing it from grown ass people. So at this point, I can say that I know that this is personal shit. This is personal shit. One don't like that the other has stood out a lot more than the other person has. Dana, whatever his last name is, Mr. AKA Book. Time is up. The time is up. If you don't get it, that the people, and I have to jump back now to the Sylvia and Miranda, her name. If I'm getting it wrong, I apologize, but something like that, right? He doesn't like for people to not like him for his lies and the way his personality is. He wants you to like him for the lies. Lies is humorous. His personality is humorous. In other words, it's a gimmick. He's a gimmick. You have to fall for everything that he does. Him as well, I can compare him a little bit to Tommy Sotomayor. You don't have that family, that mom and the dad, white picket fence house type of family. So there is no sisters and no brothers and all of that things. Bookham is vulnerable to finding friends, new friends. He needs someone tied to his hip. So he's the person where I know how to get them. But the picture the character that he paints to the people that gravitates and that he wants to gravitate to him is convincing. He's persuasive. I'm this good person. I love to laugh. I got all the facts. I do this and I do that. And of course, if you're feeling where you're not, let me see how I put this, above, like, okay, you don't really know that much and no, it's all for attention and I can't do this but he does. Yes, you'll become that person's friend. But as Bookham, this is to you, as a person goes on and starts to learn more things about you and outside from you, everything had became questionable. The things that became questionable, you can clear them up. You can clear them up because I still have my question. My question is, instead of you telling us that something or whatever about 2019 where you were in the thing, where in the hell were you through this man's whole trial from 2002 to 2008? That's the only thing that I really have. I already know all the other stuff that he speaks and says is just bullshit. He does that for attention. I gotta have a friend. I gotta have people attached to my hip. And most important, I gotta have people to validate what the fuck that I say. That is the type of character that he is alongside of being a clown. He's a jokester. Yeah, he has to control. He has to control. He has to control it, you guys. He has to control everything. Now, we all remember what he had said when it came to Cousin Levi, right? Cousin Levi. I'm going to tell you this, and this is my opinion about that. When he said that, and he was like, fuck Levi, and right? We know that was anger, right? We know it was anger. But you guys got to keep this in mind. Before he had blurted that out, right? Before he blurted it out, Cousin Levi was already talking. They had shared some things, right? They shared some things. Bookham does not want to go through the same episode of what he had with Kip. Oh, no. He said some things. They done talked. They done shared this. They done shared that. A whole bunch of stuff. Bookham blurts out, fuck Levi, and fuck him, and oh, my mama. Oh, my mama. A week or so later, they patched things up. Neither one of them could risk being angry with each other. Neither one of them could not stay mad. They both know some shit. I gotta keep this nigga closer to me again. I gotta go patch this shit up too. And they back together. Kumbaya ever since that day when Bookham blurted out, fuck Levi. Because they know some shit. They know some shit. It's crazy. Now I get to sit here. Blackburn pops up on the scene, right? They all know Blackburn knows some shit. Everybody in the goddamn Robert Sylvester Shenanigans shit knows some shit. Everybody. Every goddamn body knows some shit, y'all. Right? They know some shit out here. This is some crazy shit. They know some shit. Well, Blackburn pops back up. I agree with you, Tammy. I really do agree with you. I do. The more people on board to go after the agenda of taking money, or I should say watching, let's clean that taking up. Let's say watching money disappear mysteriously. There. Let's clean that up. We're gonna clean that up. That's that man. I could tell you this though, Daz, when Cousin Levi jumped off that phone and dropped it, man, fuck this shit. He went on back on out there fucking with baby. This shit is all a fucking goddamn clown show. But this is a money thing. They had to keep all this quiet. And the more people that they could get on board to be able to pull off whatever agenda that they had. He said he gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. He said he gotta go. It failed, and everybody's goddamn angry. The only problem, let me tell you guys, it bothers me because I'm gonna jump back to Sylvia. Like I said, I can see it in her eyes. You can tell with Sylvia that this ain't some shit that I want to go, that I didn't want to do. When I saw Sylvia, she was downtown Chicago. I saw Sylvia run to that door. And she was R. Kelly, R. Kelly, she's by the door and open the door up, right? I saw a fan. I did not see a supporter. I saw a fan, okay? Months went by. Then I saw her transition herself into a supporter, okay? We all know that she got down there with Booker. Everybody got introduced to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly through Booker. Now, have you all questioned yourself if Cousin Levi is a cousin that, why wasn't he the one that they would go through? Because I do sometimes. Why was it Booker? Why would it have not been Cousin Levi? Well, I'm going to tell you why it wasn't Cousin Levi. Because wasn't nobody hearing Cousin fucking Levi. Nothing. This nigga just approached on the goddamn scene like a ghost in the fucking darkness. Just poof. I'm Cousin motherfucking Levi. Everybody out here, when he put that name and title up on his profile, that motherfucker went from 0 to about 9,000 subscribers in 2 fucking days because of the name Cousin Levi. Or is it Cousin for Levi? Levi for the cousin or some shit like that. Spark people. And out of right now today, I want to say the 12,000 possibly subscribers, which I'm going to have to question now since I was already, I think I spoke to someone about it. And I'm going to have to question it, you guys, because it is weird that these people establish their channels. And 1 week you're looking at their channels where it may say 200 subscribers. 1 week it'll jump to probably 500 or 600 subscribers. And then the next month they were all at 3,000 to 6,000 here and there. Cousin Levi went up the most because of his freaking name, title of his name, right? But you guys question yourself because I question myself. It never made sense to me. So if you got into the YouTube and everything, buying subscribers is illegal. Now you have Bookham where he wants to go and start reporting and go after Sylvia and them for buying subscribers. Well, I'm going to have to say he may be careful on that one because I got a gut feeling that he bought a few of them myself as well. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why as well with Levi. I believe that as well he bought motherfucker subscribers allegedly. And this is my theory. Pay attention to me, y'all. Follow me closely on this one here. If you happen to click on to Tasha K, you happen to click on to Nick at Night, Tommy Sotomore, all of the rest of them, even the CNN or your court TV, even those. Let's look at those, right? And these got big ass goddamn channels, big ass subscribers, numbers of subscribers on there, hundreds or whatever, hundreds or so, right? I'm gonna even have to question just a little bit of Toxic Dynamite, right? That's a little bit of it. Just not that much. You say, I'm the cuz. I'm just going to say this. If they are running a good show, and most of the time, Tasha K runs a good show. And let's just say on a bad day with Tasha K. Just let's say she's got a bad show. Let's do that one. On the bad show day, and Tasha K has what 100 and something thousand subscribers over there. On her worst day, Tasha K chat room is rocking close to about 10 to 20,000 people are in there. If you come back over on the ghetto side of the YouTube streets, and yes, this is all the ghetto side on this side over here, who is trying to make it up there to the top. We're looking at 2,000 to 3,000, 4,000 subscribers on most of their pages. You have 4 to 6 or so thousand subscribers. It should be at least, and this is my theory of it, at least rocking about 1,500, maybe 2,000 tops in the chat room. But nobody on this black ghetto side over here. This shit is just like the rich and the poor, right? 3,000, but you can only pull no more than 300 in a chat. Something ain't right. Something is definitely not right with the numbers. I'm sorry. Somebody bought something to make it look really good. But if you got all those people that subscribe to your channel, you cannot tell me that over 2,400 is not in your chat room watching. Something is wrong. When I'm sitting here looking over at Tasha K and Nick at Night running these goddamn platforms, and they sitting up here pulling Nick at Night on a bad night for her, she's got at least 1,000 or so up in that chat room. That's just crazy. But over here, it's just weird. The number count is way off. Way off. I'm sitting here looking at Cousin Levi, 12,000 subscribers. And the most he'll get in his chat room is what? About a good 100? Are you fucking kidding me? Nah. Crooked is going to be crooked. I'm sorry. Any kind of way that you can level up your game, people will try it. People will try it. She says, Charlene Quinn says, please stop protesting at the MCC building before y'all get R. Kelly killed. Please stop playing with Robert Sylvester Kelly. Life of God bless Robert Sylvester Kelly and keep loving arms around Robert Sylvester Kelly. Well, Charlotte, I guess I'm going to have to tell you that I don't think that it's going to stop or be that way. That's where they choose to protest at. And you said to stop it at the MCC. Well, aren't they having a protest out in New York? Same thing could happen out there. The same thing can happen out there. Everything is a gamble. Everything is a gamble out here. Can't stop the protest, Charlotte. People chooses to protest for whatever reason it is. Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, he shouldn't be getting killed. You know why he shouldn't be getting killed? Because he should be in there protected by the government. The people that works up in there. The people that says that we're in a pandemic. The people that says that they cannot be moving around and all of that stuff up in the MCC building. So why would Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly get killed? Due to a protest. How are they going to get to him? Who's going to get to him? Who wants him killed? I just don't see why would you even insinuate something like that. Who's going to do it? Who? The MCC has a warden. Just maybe we can change that up and we can say have the protest. And just maybe people should say, no, we need to get in touch with this warden to make sure that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly is safe. That's the only thing that needs to happen. Not stop the protest. Fight more about him being safe until he is released from there. That's where your argument, that's what you need to be yelling out. That right there. But coming out there to protest against him, with him is not to have him killed. This is for him to get released. This is for him to, for the government to know that he is an innocent man sitting there, sitting in a MCC building, guilty based on the facts of being judged by social media. That's your argument, sweetheart. That's where your letters should be going. Ask the warden, how come Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly isn't as safe as he should be up in an federal institute, guarded by federal workers? Ask that question, because there's no way that that person, whoever it was, which I don't agree with, if they can tell you who Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly was, then goddamn it, you can tell the people who he was. Why is he being more protected than Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly? Put his picture out there, because the story got to CNN. It got out there. How is it that CNN, if I rob somebody's car, let's say if I rob Tawana, if I robbed your car and we both are on CNN, they're gonna show you saying that I stole your car, and they're gonna show me as a motherfucking criminal. And so and so, so and so, so and so, boom, there's my picture. Why they can't put that man picture out here? Why they won't tell everybody who this man is? So Charlotte, go and ask the warden who's protecting this man. Why does he have more protection than Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly? However, yes, it would be irrelevant to the point. It really would. It really would. But you're asking for people to stop a protest because it could kill Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Who wants him killed? Who wants him dead? Do tell, girl, because it sounds like you know something. You gonna kill him. Don't insinuate it. Yes, Mr. Greenberg did say that. I did see that. But I'm going to tell you, though, Charlotte, I got one for you. If you feel that a protest is going to do any damage to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, here's what I'm going to do. And this is what I'm going to do with everything. Redirect that to Booker, because he's the mentor. Him and Mr. Levi for Kelly are in charge. Let them call down there, and you go with them, and you guys go in protection over Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. They should have all of those answers for you, because it doesn't matter what you say or how you move out here. You know, those two are going to go against every freaking thing. Every freaking thing. Another question. Go and ask those two. Why haven't they gotten Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly out of the MCC building? I'd like to know that. They done had multiple arguments, multiple threats. They've done it back and forth. Why haven't Bookham gotten Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly out of the MCC building? I'd like to know that. I'd like to know that. I just want to know, lovely. I want to know. I don't understand. And I get it. Bookham wants everybody to lay down their sword, to bag up off the things, to stop exposing and talking about the money, to stop doing this. You know what? I just want to say, shit, maybe it should be get Bookham 24 hours. Do a 24-hour shutdown. Everybody, lay back. Okay, Bookham, you got the flow. Give him 24 hours to get Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly up out there. He the man. Let him show y'all what he can do. Let him show you what he can do. That's what I do. Let me know, Bookham, when you got. Let us know. So then now we can really worship you. People can really bow down to you. People can really say you the man. You 100. People can do that. You know, don't y'all want to do it? Don't y'all want to be like, you the man, Bookham, you did that shit. Don't hold your breath on it. Don't hold your breath on it. Oh my God. That is crazy, Stephanie. Let me address Charlotte and Lachey. Don't let me address the people that has their opinions over here. I don't think that they're addressing opinions directly towards anybody. I think that they're just expressing and putting their opinions in the chat. So I don't want it to look like as if it's coming back off where I'm going to attack you back, because this is opinion. So. I just rather for them to just type it in here. It's not a direct opinion to nobody. They're just typing. Girl, yes, he did. Yes, yes, he's a God. He said, let me quote some of those. Hold on. Let's quote some of those, because he said that. He did. I'm glad you brought that up, because he said some shit that did make him so powerful about being close or higher than God. He sure did. I told y'all, I caught some of it. I ain't catch all of it.
You're holding private conversations with grown-ass so-called men who are threatening pregnant women, who are threatening 73.
Yeah, I know, but I just don't want it to be an attack back. You know what I'm saying, Steph? Because everybody's just putting opinions in, and so I don't want no attacks personally back to anybody.
Wait.
That's all.
Wait, Levi, you can't say that, because now I'm gonna keep it 100.
He gonna keep it 100.
You can't say that he heard him say he was a dope deal singer, because when I put the first video out, Block was the one that put the whole.
See how he told on Block? You see what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, you guys. You know what? I'm sorry, but I got to play just this little part right here, and I'm gonna get off this video. This part right here, and y'all want to tell me you'll link up with a nigga like this? You will link up with a nigga like this. This nigga is like a running faucet. It's a running faucet, you guys. Wait, let me get to the part.
He works for the goddamn thing. How he gonna be so goddamn? And you know Dana has done good work. Squat that shit and do it for me. And I did it. So if anyone has a gripe, if I had a gripe, if anyone says I ain't fucking with Dana no more, hey Levi. Hey Levi. Yes. Sorry to cut you off. Check your messages.
All that private behind the scenes shit. Check your messages. I'm finna send you this. All this shady ass crooked shit, man. I don't know how people deal with people like this. I just don't get it. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it.
Said I'll never fuck with you again. That's on my mama and God. But my cousin was in a dungeon, and I knew that Dana had love for him. And as I sat there,
if the cousin was in a dungeon and Bookham had love for him, who bailed him out in 2008? Y'all put that shit in the chat room. Who bailed him out? Who bailed him out? Or who didn't bail him out? Huh? Who? He said. So if the love that Bookham has for Mr. Robinson Vesta Kelly is to come on a black tube street to tell the world that I was your fucking mentor and that I did this and that you know these people and that you are just going to introduce me to this girl and to this girl, and nigga, I'm sitting in jail with a fucking bond and your ass don't show up? You, huh? So because Bookham took on the character of being the spokesperson for the Black Tube Street, telling you this and that and this and that, and connecting people in and connecting this dot with this dot right here. You gonna sit here and tell me that that Mr. Book was the right person? Or what? Let me quote you right.
I know you don't like Dana, so I'm gonna fuck with you. I know you don't like Dana. What kind of man?
This was crazy. We don't know where the defense money at, Amber. I told you, you gotta treat that money like a slot machine, girl. You drop your money and consider it gone. Why criminals? What criminals?
Baby Gucci, I love you, man. Because I know my cousin loves you. I love Gucci.
This is the sad part.
I know my cousin loves Gucci. Don't you see that shit? It broke my fucking heart.
It broke his heart. What should have broke his heart was his ass didn't bail his cousin out either. Now that's some shit you want to cry about. That's what you cry about. Not this shit here. Had some shit about what Gucci done did broke your heart. I'd have been crying when I ain't had no motherfucking money to get my cousin out. That's what I would have been crying about, y'all. My ass would have been out there with that 10 cup collecting money. I need change. I need change. But he crying about some shit about what Gucci done did because it broke his heart.
You know that they're his number one motherfucking enemies who came in this shit to divide and to get goddamn cash out. Gucci, you know it.
Well, I think that Cousin Levi should question himself on that part when he said that he knows that Gucci came in knowing that those niggas was only here to get cash apps and all that stuff. Gucci sat at the table with them two niggas that was eating downtown Chicago, not Cousin Levi. So if Gucci felt some type of way about them, why didn't he not feel that type of way about them sitting at the table having supper? You feel me? You don't sit at the table and have supper, then walk and already have this way of feeling about a person. I don't get that. But Bookham he didn't sit at the table, y'all, because they wasn't having chicken that day. So we know Bookham wasn't at the motherfucking table. I don't know. But I just got to hear this one part so I get off this goddamn video.
How could you even sit on the chat, even entertain the thought of fucking with Robert open enemies, man?
So that is his crime.
This shit ain't no goddamn YouTube for me.
I'm going to sum it up with why he was crying so you guys can understand why he was crying. He's crying because he saw the group has fallen apart. See, they can only stand strong with being crooked and undermining people and things with that big, large group. Well, the big, large group apparently has fallen apart, and now it's only two men standing on this side. So we ain't counting Drunken Larry and Angelo just, because they got their shit going on, but we talking about what happened here. So Cousin Levi could be feeling some type of way, like, come on, man, we was on that shit. What the fuck are y'all doing? We was almost there. We was almost allegedly fucking millionaires. What the fuck are y'all doing? So the script is broken. Now, what I'm getting at is somebody forgot to write the end of their script. They all been so busy fighting and fussing back with each other. Some motherfucker forgot to write the end of the goddamn script out on this shit here. So it's just playing out recklessly. Recklessly. Let's see what he said. Let's see. Y'all, let's see.
It's about a man that I love.
You don't love him. You didn't go get him. Mm-mm. You didn't go get him.
I gotta go, man. I gotta go.
He gotta go.
Like I said, I am an upright, decent man. I don't give a fuck if there was 100 people in the room. If I said to my cousin, 50 of these motherfuckers got to go, they ain't right. My cousin was gonna say to me, point them out. He's gonna say to the security whoever.
Now, is his cousin?
Get them the fuck out.
Is Robert Sylvester Kelly a violent man or a good man? Because I could have swore that Cousin Levi been painting a picture that he's this really cool man. He's loving, endearing. But on here he says that if he go to his cousin right now and point out 50 of you motherfuckers, and R. Kelly go say, well, which was it? And Cousin Levi go point him out. R. Kelly go fuck all y'all ass up. That's what he said. Now, he didn't say he was. He said R. Kelly gonna fuck all y'all ass up. Now, that means that he finna get R. Kelly into some more shit out here fighting and fucking people up and get him back in jail, Cousin Levi. Cousin Levi, no, this went all wrong. You should have been saying, I got 50 goddamn people messing with you, cousin, and I'm finna go fuck them all up. But that ain't what Cousin Levi said. He said R. Kelly gonna say, well, point him out. He gonna point him out, and then he gonna tell R. Kelly that go get these motherfuckers. He gonna send R. Kelly to go fuck him up. Now y'all know that's some coward shit, right? Fuck, you want to send R. Kelly to fuck him up for? You fuck him up. You the cousin. He want to get R. Kelly locked right back the fuck up for domestic abuse. Wait a minute, cause this shit, I ain't hear all this, y'all. I ain't even hear all this, cause when they got into the crying and stuff, I was like, okay, what's going on? Somebody getting baptized or some shit? What's going on?
And I was laugh, because this man don't have his own label. He doesn't have his own cadence. He doesn't have it. He can't barely speak. So I heard him reiterating phrases and properly speak.
Oh, here come my juicy part. This is my part, y'all. This is my part. Stop laughing. This is my part. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part.
Because when a person says they asked Levi, and I said, no,
wait a minute, I gotta hit my favorite part.
You have to ask, what did Levi do to the brother? You can't say, well, they asked Levi, and I said, no, he's out. I'm not fucking with Levi. Well, what did Levi do to you? Well, let me tell y'all how Brock Bender and my relationship ended.
Okay, Ma, I'm on the phone. I'll call you back. Okay. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, my mom had to let me know they made it home.
If you can't stand the goddamn heat, get the fuck out the kitchen. I am not a perfect man, but I am an upright man. I am a fair man. How can you say, Levi, he's out? Fuck Levi, but you sit and take a bow with men who have attacked every goddamn woman in this movement.
That's confusing to me. Like, how long is the fight gonna go on back and forth about what he said? It's like they're not like. I'm gonna go back to my synopsis, you guys. Tom Hanks, the girls came in to play baseball, right? And the one lady on there, she started crying, right? She started crying. Yeah, it's always buffering. My shit's always buffering. She started crying, which was weird because then you had Tom Hanks tell her that there's no crying in baseball. And it's because she put her feelings into it. She put her feelings all into the baseball thing. No, cut out that crying shit. Get your ass out there and fight so that we can win this game. That's what the point of what Tom Hanks was saying to her. Cut that, leave them motherfucking feelings behind. I don't want to hear about somebody that stole your panties in there. None of that. How is what I need to know is what you gonna bring to the game to win this game. It's so comes in with what just happened this whole freaking weekend. Feelings, 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 feelings. You got Sylvia tearing up. And I think her heart does hurt really, really bad because she had entangled herself with what she saw was probably right from the beginning. Then months later, everything started just going whoop, 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 whoop. Then you get caught in too deep with it. They start learning each other, knowing so much of everything. Now look where they are now. However, I do have a question for Sylvia. I don't know about you guys because now I have a question. And my question is, with the infamous Sylvia now, did you guys move away from the Bookham team, the firm, or whatever the fuck he is? Because every other month he's something else. So I don't know what the fuck he is. Did you move from out of his presence, out of his territory, away from his energy because of some things that he did to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly? Or, this is for the chat room too, did she move away from Book because of this all personal feelings? What do you all think? Do you think, put a 1 in the chat, do you think if they kind of just left because they know of some things that Bookham possibly or allegedly had done to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly? Or did they just move away from him because of their own personal, or every day you think it was because of their personal things? Okay, this is an interesting question. This is very interesting. This is interesting. So you don't think that they got away from him because of something possibly they found out of him doing any harm or anything to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly? You think everyday Gemini that Demetra says both. Oh, girl, he thinks it's a personal issue. Okay, all right. It's a tough. It's. I don't know. It's tough. You think both. Curtis says 1. What? Tanya says both. Tawada says both. Oh. Okay. All right. That's interesting. So, let me ask y'all this. I'm rebuttaling off of the people that says 1. I'm rebuttal off the people that says 1. 1, the question was, do you think that they have shied away from the firm, the Bookham himself, because of them possibly learning some things of how he might have been allegedly, I gotta say allegedly, crooked with any doings that involved Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly? And we had some 1s in the chat room. The B part to the question was, do you believe that they did it because of personal feelings? Like, meaning, let's say, example, like one wasn't allowing each other to control their situations with, you know what? Now that I ask that, I'm going to have to say both. I'm going to have to say both, you guys. I'm going to have to say both, Curtis. I'm going to have to say both. I think it took option B. I think it took B I think it took question B for number one to happen, for the answer to number one to happen. You feel what I'm saying, Curtis? Do you feel what I'm saying, Curtis? If you think about question two, the personal feelings, right? And once they all got entangled and start learning and watching and seeing everything and hearing everything and knowing everything, then they got to number one. We bouncing on your ass. You are here to hurt in the Black Tool streets, saying that, it's a possibility that he's moving crooked or he's dirty or he's not here for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly or he's doing this. They were hearing it too. Sylvia and them was hearing all this shit. They was hearing it. They was on people chat rooms. They sitting over there on Mr. Dubowski's and all of that stuff. They see it. They hear it, right? But they had to go through it first to be solid rock sure. And bingo, you are allegedly not for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly 100% sure. So that's how they ended up with number one, making that fucking move. No matter how long it took. It took a long damn time for them to hear what everybody was saying, or, hearing the contradicting in the lies and like that, and it was like, oh, wait, hell no. And then I think that they possibly came together and did a 757 on that ass. Gone. First, what's that? They took a soul plane ride. they took the hip hop plane off that ass. So now we're at the part where it didn't sit right with Bookham. See, no matter how mad they got at each other, no, he didn't expect for them to go take flight like that, where now tell and expose some things, which I'm going to have to be honest, you guys. I don't really think that they exposed anything, do y'all? Other than what Bookham told y'all to fucking lie about the car. A lot of shit that they took, Bookham told on himself. I bought the car. Then he turned around and played some shit where the voice says that he gave you the car. Then Bookham rebutted with, oh, well, I'm making plans on the car. I don't know how many payments on the car. I don't know how many of y'all heard that shit, but Papoose heard that shit. I heard that shit. He said, I bought the car. He was arguing with Sylvia. I bought the car. So now my question with him buying the goddamn car, you gonna need to show me a fucking bill of sales, because you can't get motherfucking plates on no car without a goddamn bill of sales. You gonna have to take some down there telling them what you bought the car with so you can get some goddamn plates on there. A lot of people jimmy the fucking system, right? Because I think the older the car, whatever, you could pay less in your taxes. So it depends on the amount that you put on the line, so you can get your place a little bit cheaper, $100 on there or something. Like you bought the car for $100. You got to be careful. I'm not sure which way it is. I think if you put like the $2,000 down on a car, then you pay the regular price or so for the plates or something. But the lower you pay for the car, I think you pay cheap for the plates for the first time or something like that. But that's what he said, and that is not a fucking allegedly. The blue book value. Okay, Lachey, I tell you, I be some stuff I be trying to learn, girl, how that stuff work when it comes to money. But that's a fact. He said it. I bought the fucking car. He said it very demanding to Sylvia on that goddamn phone. I heard it. That's what I heard. I bought the car. And I'm sitting here going, okay, well, it won't be an argument if y'all can agree with me on this. It would have never been an argument about the car if all Bookham would have done was post the goddamn bill of sale. Do y'all agree with that? But because none of that was produced, guess what? It was a further argument about that car. You can kill arguments. Place the fact receipts behind it. Boom, here you go. I bought this house. Guess what? Boom, I could go get the goddamn paperwork and put it right up here. Bag up your shit. And he does not bag up his shit. So what happened? He ended up having himself caught up again about the goddamn car. He got caught up all over again. Caught up to where now he had to recant himself and hope that people like, why didn't hear it? Now you go and you tell, because the guy was like, I wanted, the guy said, what's his name, Roland or Roland? No, I wanted you to have the car. We gave you the car. What? I'm my ear. Y'all be 10 toes deep. I be ears deep. I be ears deep in that shit. My phone be what? I be having my twisters like this and shit. What? So he gave you the car. So then Bookham hurried up and said, "Oh yeah. Because I'm making payments on it." What, nigga? You making now? Not only is this nigga then got all this alleged defense money. I'm just saying, alleged defense money. This nigga knows how to play it well where y'all don't catch his ass. You can't catch him. Because he done went and got himself on a fucking payment plan, possibly for $1,000 motherfucking vehicle. What the fuck is he paying? $25 a month on that bitch? I was like, what the fuck? And what if he had to do that shit? You best believe that this nigga did that shit. I could only do this right. Because now, you know when a nigga make deals like that, right? They got to save themselves enough little money because they got to pay for the taxes and shit when they go get the place. Then they got to get motherfucking insurance on that shit, which he probably ain't got no insurance on that motherfucker anyway. But I'm just saying, y'all know that's how people be doing shit like that. Nigga paying $25 a month. So this brings me back, though, you guys. This brings me back to, I'm sorry, infamous Sylvia, right? And I know all of this shit should be buried in the ground, right? But until I'm sorry. And it's just because of the way I rock and I roll, right? With believing people. You feel me? I got to believe you. They have not really put shit out there. They haven't, you guys, about Bookham. I'm sorry. They really have not put any grounded, rock solid, factual, receipt, information out here to the public of what damages is Bookham helping to be against Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. However, all I have heard was how he is a habitual liar. And it's going to have to be a difference in between that shit, you guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a Bookham fan. I would never be a Bookham fan. Ever. I don't give a fuck if he was for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. I don't care. At this point, I don't care. He lost me with the beginning of his first characteristic ass on these goddamn shows. He lost me right there. And once you lose me, I'm the person where I can't find you. It's not a map that it will exist in my life. I don't want to find you. I don't want to find you. So what they say with your first impression is your what impression? That's how I am. Your first impression is your everlasting fucking impression, you guys. That's how I am. And he started off lying. And I can't do it. I cannot find, there's no way. So if it is, and Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly do happen to get out and he goes on his podium and he wants to give his shout outs to Mr. Bookham and or whatever for doing this and for doing that, it's going to have to be, it is what it is. But there's no way that I can follow him. There's no way that I would ever believe nothing that comes out that man's mouth. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I wish that, Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly can hear and see the truth. I don't listen to people that say, I talk to him. I don't listen to people that says that at all. He talks to you. You can go to motherfucking hell with that shit. I'm sorry. And I think that when people come out and they say that they talk to him, book them. I think as well as what you're telling the government is that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly has access to these phones and things. And you have said that, Mr. Bookham. He talks to you. And that it's just shit like that. It's just shady. It's just shicky. Because shicky. I don't even know if that's a fucking word, but it sounds good. Shicky. SHIKY. Yeah, we'll call it shicky. Fuck it. These motherfuckers add all kind of words out here to the fucking thing. But there is things that be said and that you really have to kind of look. You have to really think outside the box. You really do. But like I said, with the shenanigans that went on this weekend, it did not surprise me. Everything is doomed to fail. Everything is doomed to fail. And I think that that's why I probably didn't sit up to watch it as much as everyone else did, because the only information that we were going to get out of it was that he say, she say, you did, and I did. And with all of that being said, I heard absolutely nothing about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly being released from none of them. From none of them. From Cousin Levi, from Sharon Wimbush, from Bookham, from Sylvia, from Miranda, from Malcolm, from none of them. That whole back and forth thing, I heard nothing. So a lot of the arguments and stuff like that just didn't interest me. Was it fun? Was it laughable? Yeah, some of it was when I had time to peep in on it, so just didn't interest me this weekend. So I don't know. Yeah, I saw the Jet guy, girlie. I did. Weird thing with him because he came on Bookham's and he was trying to. He asked Bookham, "Hey, R. Kelly got a new release put down. He got a new one. I could give it to you so you could drop it, right?" Now he did that over on the Bookham show, right? And I kid you not, I think about an hour or so later, Mr. Dubosky come on, and he's over there. Dubosky, I got a track. I need you could drop it. Really? Then I saw him on Sylvia standing up there saying, "Well, no, everybody's crooked. Everybody is crooked." No, nigga, what you doing is just crooked by itself. How the hell do you come on somebody's show to tell somebody how crooked somebody else is, and your ass is standing there trying to issue out Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly music, who has not been dropped yet, but you have it, not crooked. You is crooked than the motherfucker. That's some crooked shit. It's some crooked shit. It's some crooked shit. Now you got this music dropping out here on these YouTube channels where Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly ain't receiving a fucking dime. But the music, who I guess allegedly could have been in the hands of, I don't want to bring him up and talk long on it, Mr. Don Russell, dropping it where he can get paid off of it, is all fucked up out here right now. Go figure that shit out. Go figure that shit out. I heard the song. And guess who's not going to get paid off of it? Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. And guess who got to listen to it for free? Everybody that's on the Black Tube motherfucking streets got to listen to it for free. But everybody say, "We love you, girls." And I get it. It's something that you just can't stop. It's something that you just, you can't stop. It was out there. It was played and everything. But Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly ain't making no money off of that one. Not at all. Not at all. Nope. But everybody enjoyed it. Everybody enjoyed the song, replied to it. That's a shit. That's a jam. And all of that. He won't see a dime of what he put down for everybody to hear because he's incarcerated in the MCC. Yep. I only heard pieces of it. I didn't hear the whole thing of it, And let me put this out there, you guys. I'm going to put this on record for everybody. Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly has dropped some amazing music, okay? Throughout my lifetime from the 80s to the 90s, okay? He has. But I can honestly tell you guys that every song I don't like every song. Some songs of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, I'd be like, okay, Mr. Kelly, you gotta take that one back to the studio. And that's just me. That's just me. But I be knowing some people on here, they be like, every song, not every song. He made some hell of a fucking hits. He did. But not every goddamn song was was a penny dropper or whatever. And you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something else because I gotta put this out there. I do. And like I told you guys, I think I'm a different breed of something. I don't know. Maybe I think I'm weird. I'm like fucking weird. The one thing says everybody made their music off of. I mean, everybody had their baby off of R. Kelly. And I'm like, okay, so it's been years and years and years, and I think about that phrase, right? Everybody made babies off of R. Kelly, right? I'm going, okay. Now, what I'm thinking is maybe, because I have three. I have three girls, two grown and one is still here. And I'm thinking, well, okay, trying to remember, like, way back when I had to, like, if the radio was even on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but some music takes the momentum from me. I can't, like, get into the groove. I think sometimes I like it quiet. Sometimes I like little soft music or whatever, right? And a lot of times when you play music, that shit'll throw your whole motherfucking fucking rhythm off. Period. Like you can't find the rhythm. Okay, so anyways, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I can't. How do all these people can remember like what was on during intercourse? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you hear it, like, right, you hear it from the beginning and everything, but once everything gets heated up and you going, you literally don't hear shit. So am I weird? Because I don't hear shit. You know when you hear the music again, when you done laying and relaxing, and you're like, oh shit, that's my jam. So is that what people speak of about you made that baby off of R. Kelly? Is that theory? Is that the theory of it? You know what I'm saying? It's on, but then you don't hear shit because you all over here heated up, getting your grind on. And then once you're done getting your grind on, you realize the song's still playing. And then you hear it again because throughout the sexual part of it, I ain't heard shit. I wasn't focusing in on no Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. So I don't know, bump and grind. Yeah, I don't know. I leave up, it's the theories that people plant in your head. So Girlie said, nope, I heard I heard my man say, girl, you better tell him I ain't heard no shit about R. Kelly. You better say it. That's all I heard. I heard that nigga was like, oh, turn it over. I ain't heard shit about it. I'm making no baby off of R. Kelly. I'm just saying. People just like far-fetched things. He is a legend. His music is impeccable. I get that. A genius. I get that. However, I can stand before you and say, okay, there's a few songs that just not to my liking. It's like, and then there's a few songs just like with all other artists out here where it's that person that's about to come on because the music kind of has the same ba-da-da, ba-da-da, turn it, it's got, so you already know who music it is. It's like it's always got this one same melody beat to it somewhere in the back there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I already knew, who was going to sing it and who music that it was, and pretty much all of the musicians are like that out there. So come on, you want to say hi? Can you say hi? Hi. Can you say hi? You sit. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Where you been? Where you been? What? Wait. Speak. Speak. Good boy. I don't know where he been, y'all. Must have been to work. Then he gonna come here and sleep 12 hours. So it is. His music is very. I agree. It is. Well, you guys, I don't know. I don't know. I hope that all of the bickering back and forth is kind of over with. I hope that everything is going to get back down to picking up, revisiting the past. I hope that there will be more getting back to the docu series of the the Lifetime. All of those things is what's important. All of those things is what needs to be staying out in the forefront, not people personal feelings, because you didn't do this and you didn't do that. And I gave my personal feelings on the Bookham and the Bookham show, with the fight and everything, and it was my opinion and my opinion only. I had believed that allegedly, like I said, there was Bookham wanted to do some entanglement with that young lady over there, and she wasn't feeling it. And things kind of escalated, and he, a little depression set in, and he didn't know why. And I believe the young ladies over on Infamous Sylvia channel decided to come to a conclusion that what, enough is enough, which tells me that infamous Sylvia heart starts to get weary on her. Things just, she's not waking up feeling herself anymore, losing her momentum of being happy or whatever, because she had someone allegedly in that she allowed herself to entangle that felt like devilish ways. And I don't think that she's a devilish person. I really don't. I know, and you guys know, that it is very, very easy to get yourself caught up in some shit that you do not want to get caught up in. When it comes to this Cash App and this money theory that Mr. Cousin Levi speaks about, I cannot express to find out how does these people and everybody who is making money on the YouTube channel to support their channels has anything to do with hurting Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly continuously. I don't understand. You have to keep in mind that Cash Apps has nothing to do with anything of a defense fund or a dollar for the king. It's a Cash App. It goes directly to that person. It is not going into an organization for people to come out to be mysteriously having money disappear. It just doesn't work that way. So, and I'm not sitting here outsmarting you guys, because you guys are just as bright as I am over there, and you guys see the shenanigans going on, and it's cuckoo, the Cocoa Puffs. I don't know. I kind of missed y'all though this weekend, but it was Mom's Day, and I'm apologize because I missed the ladies' night, and it was just so much going on. I didn't even really have time to come on to tell you guys to let's reschedule it to this weekend, because my mother literally had me going, y'all. Like, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. It was like, oh, yeah. Anyways, y'all stay safe out there. Keep your eyes, keep your ears open. Try not to get entangled too much. Try not to. Right now, it's a little far gone, but it will come back. It will come back. We got to start talking more about the past. Like, if you haven't caught any of my earlier on videos where I start dropping this stuff from the beginning, we wouldn't be where we are today. I was bringing it. I was bringing you guys what was going to go down and how it got here today. If you have not subscribed, don't forget to go over and subscribe to the One Pat Foods channel. If you have not subscribed to the One Pat channel, hey, go ahead, give your girl your subscription. I just tapped in today because I miss seeing you beautiful people today, but it is now 12:16. I'm not decided yet what I'm going to do today, but I'll keep that undercover. That's what I'll do. Don't forget, you guys, love one another. Don't get yourselves caught up in the garbage out there. Your job out here on these chat rooms is observe. Support who you want to support. Put your money where you want to put your money at. Love each other and go on about your day. Because at the end of the day, what these people are doing right now is serving Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly no justice at all. It's not about them. It's all about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. And the moment that I stop hearing about him is the moment that I lose interest in whether you said this and you said that. However, that crime shit was the bomb, y'all. They was lit with them tears over there. It was like, oh, okay. Anybody else gonna cry? Because I need to know why they was crying. But until infamous Sylvia and their crew can drop what the hell it is, if it was some damage control done towards Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, I'm just going to have to say that, you know what? They are in their entanglements on some personal behoofery goddamn shit. Boy, come hurry up and get that goddamn $1,000 car paid off, because it don't take that fucking long. Pay off no $1,000. Mr. Cousin Levi, you need to stop with the goddamn shenanigans. You are starting to lie just as much as your blood brother now, Mr. Bookham. And before I leave on that note, I'll tell you guys why you do not want to get close to Mr. Bookham. Just because Block came back on the scene momentarily to say or whatever, do you see how fast Bookham come to drop some shit on him? And that's the type of person that people want to fuck around with. You in for a rude awakening. That's like stepping in the fucking fight. That's like walking. Bookham is like walking on a hot motherfucking coals. And you tried walking for a block and your ass ain't gonna make it off. It took him minute or two to come back and tell you guys something about Block. He was the one that doing so and so. Them ain't the type of fuckers that you wants to play around with. Bookham get locked up. That nigga telling on everybody, every single body. He is not going to survive up in that interrogation room. No sir, no how. No sir, no how. You know what? Give the person above you a red heart. Give the person below you a red heart. Give yourself a red heart. And don't forget to give your host one papoose a red heart, you guys. I hope to see you guys soon. Today, like I say, is hey PZ, I do need to speak with you though, and Rolanda, I need to speak with you, and Peace, I need to speak with you, and Riri, I need to speak with you guys privately. So if you guys can give me a call, I appreciate that. Give me a call on either line. But I don't know if I can open up the phone lines or we can get on up out of here so you guys can go and enjoy your day. We'll open up the phone lines for Funky Friday. That's what we'll do. We'll open up the phone lines for Funky Friday. Daz, I love your laugh. I love your spirit, Daz. I love that every time you are in here, you are rocking with me with those darn laughs. You know what? Because it jumps off to me. And if you're that type of person, because I'm a happy person, that's what I want around me. Right there. Get the ball. Get the ball. Get it. Get out. Get your ball. Now get out. That's what I love around me. I don't know why, but I love his spirit. Lily, I love your spirit. I'm happy, you guys. I'm a happy person. So you have to bring me happy energy. I am not that girl. Did you see him, girlie, get that ball? Did y'all see Teddy get his ball? It's like, get your ball. Get out. He got that ball, got on the out of here, didn't he? He got his ball. So over here, your opinions. That's why we're over here. It's your opinions. They will not get shot down as long as they're not negative and directly towards a person. then this is where we're gonna meet up at. This is where you get to call in and do your opinions, as long as it is not directly and offensive to anyone on this platform, in this chat room. Other than that, you're welcome to come over here and drop your freaking opinion. It is what it's. They're all opinions. All that shit all around YouTube is just goddamn opinions. Thank you, beauty. On that note, you guys, we're gonna get on up out of here. I gotta talk to moderators, you guys, and I gotta deal with something. I gotta deal with something. So go and have you guys a good day. Thanks for hitting the thumb. I gotta get out of here. Y'all, wait, did y'all see Teddy get that ball though, right? My dog is super well trained. I will. James, thanks for showing up, you guys. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe to the channel. One papoose, one pap. I'm out. Have a good day.